We're given the sum from n equals 1 to infinity of n factorial times x to the n over 8 times 17 times 26 times all the way up to 9n minus 1. We want to see whether this converges or diverges, and if it converges, find the radius of convergence and the interval of convergence. So in order to do that, we have to use the ratio test. So we're going to take the n plus first term divided by the nth term. This one I'm going to pair it up, so these two are going to be under one fraction, and then this comes at the top, and it's going to be over this one. So that's what we have here. And so now we can cancel a lot of things. Well, first we have x to the n plus 1 over x to the n. That's just going to be x. N plus 1 factorial is n plus 1 times n factorial, which the n factorial is going to cancel with the denominator. So we're just left with n plus 1. Now for this one, this is going to be one additional term. So everything's going to cancel except this last term, as you'll see in a second. So these cancel, and so we're left with 9n plus 9 minus 1, which is just 9n plus 8. And then we have the n plus 1 times x. So we know that the limit here, because x is not n, we can factor this outside. And then we would just have the limit as n approaches infinity of n plus 1 over 9n plus 8. I can remove the absolute value because n here is positive. So positive over positive is positive. And so this limit is 1/9. So we'll just multiply that by the absolute value of x. Now, I kept the 9 inside the absolute value, which doesn't really matter. So I multiplied both sides by 9 and found that the absolute value of x is less than 9, which means the radius of convergence is 9. Now let's find the interval of convergence. So if the absolute value of x is less than 9, that means x has to be between -9 and 9. So our goal here is to check -9 and 9 to see if we want to include the endpoints. And if you plug in x equals 9 and -9, the limit of the sequence itself goes to infinity. Therefore, by the nth term test, both of these series diverge. So we do not include the endpoints and say that the interval of convergence is from -9 to 9.